today, so we can jump into it. So we're coming to you from level 18 in Cebu. Can we get the camera to just spin around a bit so we can show those who are at home where we are today? Level 18 on HM Tower in Cebu in the Philippines. So you can see give it back to the camera. There's more people off to the side that you can't see. I go, hey, you're having a great time. So for all of those who've flown in from around the world, great to have you here. Super exciting. And it has been a mind-bending week of activities. If you weren't part of Digital Transformation Week, we'd love to see you for the next one. The next one is going to be in February on the, what dates did we say? On the 25th, 26th, 27th of February. It's to be a 3-day program. And in that 3-day program, it will, I can just guarantee you there'll be more and more and more. I know those that joined ended up getting a couple of $1,000s of extra value from the sessions. And I know that we'll be keen 26, 27, 28. We'll come back to you anyway. Hey, in the chat, I've just dropped the worksheet for today. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm only on a little screen. Let me see if I can quickly change that over. 2:16. So a couple of things that we'll be looking at today is the prompt templates in a workflow. We've got 2 prompt templates in one workflow to utilize, and the other is the new advanced website scraping tool that's available by default on every agent inside of Raya, which is just remarkable. Can you please let the note takers in? Yeah, can someone, thanks, Nice is on top of that. Thanks, Nice. I'm just going to try and change my, we've got a really big screen beside us here, and I want to get my big desktop up so that it is a little bit more useful. Users main display and HDMI UAE. The display. Sorry, folks, I'm just switching from our big conference mode down to just on here. And I want that one. Mirror for HDMI. Okay, I think this is what we want. Yes, okay, here we go. And I'll share my screen for those at home, so you've got it as well. And audio is okay for those at home? Hoping that's the case. Yep, cool, thank you. Okay, here LinkedIn Hero's Journey Card Writer. Wow, what does that mean? Well, you know, you see on LinkedIn, there's like the carousels where there's, you know, someone puts up like 10 different cards. You might see it on Instagram as well. Let me show you on Canva what I'm talking about. Actually, it's in this one here. So you might see something like on Canva that gets built out where you're then encouraging the person to swipe through to see the next piece of information, to make it nice and engaging, whether that's on, you know, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, it's in all these spaces. The thing is, we've got to come up with the ideas and then go and produce the content. So today we're going to come up with the ideas from a URL on your website. So whether that's a service that you provide or a product, we're going to have our AI agents go out and scrape the data from your website and then take that information and convert it by engaging some agents. The agents, oh, I didn't have a summary list. We're going to bring through, the web researcher is going to go off and get the information. We're then going to engage Simon Sinek to develop the backstory, start with why in the concept. We're going to then have a problem solution writer agent to pull together some considerations of the problem that's being solved and how it's solutioned. And then take all this information and use Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey writing style. Now, if you're not familiar with Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey, you may not know it directly, but every major movie that you watch typically follows this format. And it's about the struggle that it's about the human struggle, essentially. Like Star Wars, Luke Skywalker in the first movie, he has the family dies, his uncle dies, and then in his moment of desperation, the guru appears. And that's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then you go through trials and tribulations. And it's the reason why we get so drawn into it is because it's about our daily lives. You know, our daily lives are full of struggle, but then something happens and we work through that struggle and we have achievements and we realize, you know, eventually that, you know, based on where we are today, our lives have changed forever because we have all that knowledge and progress from our time before us. And this is what makes writing really compelling. So we're going to take this concept and what we might pay thousands of dollars to a copywriter to come up with these concepts strategically, or an artistic director to come up with it strategically. And we're just going to use AI agents to carve through this. So let's do our common practice here. We're going to get set up with two screens. The best setup would be where you've got me on a second screen, maybe the smallest screen, so you can follow my desktop. And then we'll put Raya on the left and our instructions on the right. And we'll log in. I'm going to go to the dashboard. Chat. Share. Did we get the notes? Oh, thanks. We've shared the notes. Thank you again. Okay. So in today's Flow Friday session, we'll cover the challenge prompt templates. There'll be two small prompt templates to make. One's the URL to scrape, but that'll make more sense when we run the flow while we do that separately. The target market and why you serve them. And then the four agents: web researcher, Simon Sinek, problem solution writer, and hero's journey. And then we'll create the flow, we'll run the flow, and then I'll take you over to Canva to show you how you can put that in. And as I shared with our digital transformation journey teammates, is that soon being able to take that data over to Canva will happen as part of the automation section within Raya. So although we got a human step today, soon it will be automated as well. Okay, so we're going to develop this 10-card carousel. And the first place we're going to go to is our prompt templates and create this URL scraper. So under the T for templates on the menus at the top is where we're going to build a new prompt template. Please select on the Build New Prompt button to create the template. And then we take the purple writing where it says name and we copy that and we paste it over into the name field. Then the next field to fill out is the description field. So we copy the text, input the URL you want scraped into the description, paste that in, and we'll notice that that has now appeared in our no-code form writer creator. It's visualized there. Then as we scroll down, we'll see form fields, and we're going to select an input field. That will then bring up the this visual here where we need to put in URL for scraping into the label. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see it says URL for scraping. Then the next item to fill out is the placeholder field. So we'll copy URL for scraping and paste that into the placeholder. And I'll pause there for a sec. Just pop a 1 in the chat when you've got this input field filled out. David is first out the gate. Chris in second, Ezio in third, Ryan in fourth, Richard in fifth. Yeah, so the reason, so every AI agent we have has the capability to go and scrape a web page. But what we'll see here is that in this workflow, we're making sure that we declare the URL to go off into scrape. That's why we're creating this form. Otherwise, we might forget to do that in the step. And so we'll see that in the final output. Okay, the next item there is to this is a very simple one. It's only one field we're putting in. We're going to the prompt now, and we can copy and paste that prompt in. Oops, we didn't copy properly. Prompt itself. I know the previous form prompt templates were filled out much bigger. It says, please scrape all of the content from, and then this URL from scraping. You'll see that that's in the curly brackets. I can delete that out, and the button here will insert that in for me, the URL for scraping. But you can just simply copy it and paste the purple text over. And I've said, be sure not to miss anything to make it really clear. The category that we're going to use for this one is research and development. So we'll type in RES for research and then select research and development. And I want to toggle web browsing on so that the template it gives it permission to go out to the web. And keep the permission as private while you're testing. For any of our GoTeam members, please keep it on private. We don't want dozens of these built to share. But if you're happy with yours, you can put it to the organization. The next thing to do is click on Save Changes. Okay, and then also at the top of the screen, turn on Publish, from draft to publish, and then just save that one more time. Okay, then we'll go back to prompt templates, and we're going to create one more. Okay, so we click on Build New Template, and in your instructions, scroll down, and this is target market and why you serve them. So copy that name there, target market and why you serve them, and paste that in. And then in the description, copy and paste in who is your target market and why do you serve them. And in this prompt template, there are two fields to put in. Both of them are text areas. So you can click text area twice if you like, put both of those boxes in, and then just copy and paste the description for the label there, target market, and then the placeholder, who do you serve? And then same again. So second text area, why do you want to serve them? And then you'll see my extra long description for the placeholder, which says, this is your purpose statement. Hint, to make money is not the answer. It is the passion behind why you do what you do. And then the final part is the prompt to copy and paste in, and I'll pause there. Pop a 2 in the chat when you're at the same spot. Some of you will probably give it a 3 because you've run ahead. Some of you are so fast. Oh, look at you go. You're smashing it. Ryan, of course, is ahead. He's a 3. I'll give you Ryan's a 7. All right. So then once get that prompt in there. So copy and paste the prompt, craft a compelling statement as to why you serve. And you'll notice that it's got the fields already put in there with those curly braces. But just as that tip reminder, when you built the fields above, your new buttons were created. And so when you click on those buttons, it inserts that field, that variable, with the curly braces around it. But you can just simply copy and paste from what I've put in the prompt template here. We're going to give this one a category of marketing. So type in marketing. And then for this one, the web browsing will be toggled off. We don't need it. I always recommend that you start in private before you share with your organization. But once you're ready to, it's been tested, you share that with your organization. We can save the changes and then let's publish it as well. How you going, Fee? Good, okay. Normally, Fee, it's only your note taker that joins these sessions, so it's great to have you here for Flow Friday. Fee's my sister for those at home. Let's say, oh, Fee's here. I know it's Fee's note taker that arrived. Okay. Very cool. Okay, we'll save that again. And let's go and build some agents. So step number 3 here is create AI agents. And we'll just do 3 agents. We'll do web researchers, Simon Sinek. We might use him a couple of times. And then the hero's journey. And we've got some content that we'll add to it. So up the top here, the second menu item is our agent builder. And to do this one, we simply click on build new agent. Oh, will you just quickly go through where the prompt should be at showing? Let me just go back to the prompt template. So here's the prompt template. We're not actually going to use the prompt template. We've done 2 prompt templates. Yeah. Now, in previous sessions, when we've made a prompt template, we've then gone and used it straight away. That's what we've done in the previous sessions. We're not going to do that today because the new change, and I'll show you this one pre-built already, is that the prompt template can now be inserted into a workflow. And so here is the end state of what we're building today. This is what it will look like. And I'll unpublish this one. The end state is we now see a new item here. So normally we just see task agent tools. We now see prompt templates, and we can attach a prompt template to that step so that when we are in our chat with Rhea and the workflow comes up, it will activate. So we'll actually see the prompt template. We'll see it'll look like an exclamation mark, like an error. It'll get our attention to then go and complete the prompt template in the step itself. That way it keeps us, we don't have to jump around between different areas. And the best thing is that when you've got team members that will be utilizing these flows, you can ensure you get the right information in at the right steps. Or just for ourselves, we can ensure we don't forget to input the fields that will make sense. Oh, by the way, this is our 25th episode. Well done. Hey, that's a bit of a milestone. Hey, could someone just take Ep into a breakout room and give her a hand there? Because I'm not too sure about the question. I'm pretty sure some of you have got like 25 out of 25 attendance records as well. It's quite remarkable. Well done. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to go back to where we're building, and we're going to build out these agents. So the first agent is a web researcher. So in the agents area, select add build new agent, and we'll copy the text web researcher, and we'll put that into the agent role name. Now, our agents will always want a functional name because the AI is going to then write the position for us. So let's give this one a research. It's probably a good research and development as a category, and we'll click on generate for the goal statement. Now, today we're using, for most of us, we'll probably Okay, you don't need a breakout room. Thanks, Seb. But most of us will be using 4.0 as the model. And once that one's been written, then move through to backstory. Once backstory is written and completed, then select base instructions. OpenAI have also released an update on 4.0, and it's just really pushed its results up. We'll be updating our connection to the latest version of 4.0's model. It's quite outstanding. If I get time, I'll share a bit more detail about it. Okay, then from here, when we've got a researcher, we definitely want professional. And then I want to go for, on the personality profile, compliant C, because I want cautious, careful, conscientious when it comes to doing the detailed research. Once we've selected that disk profile, then we're going to scroll to the top and select create agent. Now, once created, we do want this new discipline of publishing. So we're going to publish from draft to version 1. Okay. We haven't been as disciplined in the need of that in the past, but we are progressing forward to make that a disciplined step. We will see that the agent published successfully, and we've got a new icon here that should turn green right now to say it's published, but it's a new feature just pushed out. So this will be our unpublished published icon that we'll use across the platform. But that is published. Okay, let's now create our next agent, and we're going to create our Simon Sinek agent. And thanks, Richard. We did have one. You got a headshot. Great. Okay, I've got a caricature for you as well. So we'll put in Simon Sinek, and from an avatar perspective, you can use Richard's there. I like that one. That's a good one. I'll also drop you this one in the chat if you want to use either of those. And so you can select, rather than doing just an emoji, you can actually do a custom avatar to upload and pop that there. I haven't used AI to generate that. Someone else has used AI to generate it. I just picked it up off the internet. Okay. In the future, we're going to end up putting an image generator in here. Yeah, Simon Sinek agent. We're on to, so we've done our web researcher agent. Now we're on to the Simon Sinek agent. Yeah, we move at pace, don't we? So look, I'm just going to put him as just mark. I'm going to put him in sales because he's an influencer, right? He influences us. So sales goal statement. Click on generate for the goal statement. And then backstory. And then base instructions. Now, I've got a little bit more to give you on Simon Sinek. And so in the backstory, what I've done is I've taken a transcript from a video where he talks about the concept of the golden circle, or starting with why. And I've taken that and we're going to put it into the backstory. So if you scroll down a bit more, you'll see this additional prompt here in purple. I'm going to copy all that text and put it to the bottom of the backstory. Now we could put the this content into the knowledge base and utilize retrieval augmented generation. We could do that. But when we use RAG, retrieval augmented generation, it's really designed to then go and search and obtain the information that's relevant at that point in time. In this example, I really want to declare that you need to be talking about this start with why concept. And so I'm going to put it in as more of a prompt at this point in time. And so for any of us that joined the session on Monday where you got your Vijay Institute certification on Introduction to AI or AI Empowerment for Teams, we learned about the importance of having more than 450 words in a prompt if you want to get a high quality outcome. Now, the reason why Ray works so well is because the agents are the large prompts that are already getting started. And so you've got the benefit of this extreme prompting that we would just never stop and write on our own. There's just too much there. We wouldn't think to do it. Okay, once that's in there, let's make Simon, I think, inspirational and influential. I think those two would work really nicely. Then we've got one more to create, which is our hero's journey writer. So make sure you create your agent. And publish. So if you generate the base instructions, that's correct, and then add to your base instructions. Oh, sorry. If you've generated, yeah, look, good on you, Ep. That was I didn't do that. Let's actually regenerate our base instructions now that we've put that extra prompt in. Well done, Ep. Thank you. I missed that step. Why would we do that now? Well, these base instructions are impacted by the previous prompt. Okay, so it's a good idea to get that done. Thank you. There you go. I'm going to give you Guru Award today. Yep. The question there is, should we be in mentor mode for this? So mentor mode is going to help us with, it's going to say to the agent, every time you complete an output, finish with a question to help the conversation going. Now, we're going to put these agents into a workflow, so then they don't need to have a question. They're just going to go on to the next step. So they don't need to be in mentor mode. It won't hurt it to be in mentor mode. You can always turn mentor mode on when you're chatting with the agent directly. But why we might have the default mentor mode on is that if we want the way that a team member interacts with an agent to be like it's in mentor mode, then we'd turn it on by default here, and then we'd share it with people. Or if we just want it always to be. Otherwise, when you're in the chat, I'll show you where that button is, and you can turn mentor mode on anytime there. It also means you can turn it off. Righto, so we published that one, and one more agent to create, which is our hero's journey writer. So we'll build this new agent. Okay, hero's journey. What was that? Marketing. Right, the goal statement. Backstory. And the base instructions. And then we'll go with, I should have, I've got a bit more information to give you that's not in the instructions here. So bear with me. I've got another file to give you. So go with influential and persuasive, in tone of voice, persuasive and influential. Once you create that agent, I want to give you a document to put into the knowledge base. So, which is not in the instructions there. So one sec while I get that for you. I'm going to add this in the chat. And so what you want to do is download this document, which is the hero's journey. So to help give this agent some more perspective, I've taken a TEDx talk on an animated talk on this topic and transcribed it, and then added in an image, because we are working with multimodal with 4.0. So this is the explanation of the hero's journey, where the hero starts out, call to adventure. They meet a mentor or the guru. They're crossing the threshold from their normal world into this new unknown territory, something new. They then have some trials and tribulations. They have some help. They grow through new skills. they have this almost tragic event, but then they're reborn essentially, and they have a revelation of, well, things will finally change, the atonement, they get a gift or receive something, and then they return back to their normal world, changed, never to be the same again. For those that have gone through Digital Transformation Week, you've had your hero's journey this week, right? You'll go back changed now forever again. You had some struggle times during it, but our gurus popped up and helped you. So you see how this, or you could even see this within a Flow Friday, right? You're called to action adventure to do your Flow Friday. I will act as your mentor to help you through this, but you're going to get stuck into it. Sometimes you get a little bit stuck. You'll have some difficulties and so forth, but you'll grow your new skills of learning this. And then you'll go through these revelations, final changes, atonement. The gift is the outcome of what you've created, and you go back to work changed because your skills have continuously improved. This is why the hero's journey is just so attractive to us in story, so compelling to us in story writing, because we live it every single day. And so if we think in our marketing, if we can, people are buying from an emotional standpoint. So if we can be more emotive, it will become more powerful in our communication. Now, what we're going to do is download this document. I've got 2 images in there. There's that one. There's a more detailed one. It's mainly for your benefit, so you can get to understand hero's journey, but it's also for the AI's benefit to understand the hero's journey more. Although I kind of predict that the model will know a lot about it. I'm going to upload this from my PC, my Mac, add it in. So we're essentially adding that document into the knowledge base so that the AI has that available. Now we have that transparent background, and then it will go white. Once it's all white, it means that it has been loaded up and it's gone into the vector database and the conversion has completed. With that done, we can then save the changes. Oh, I'm so glad you asked the question, Richard. Does it matter if loaded as a PDF? Yes, PDFs are not as effective as Word documents. The category is up for you to put in, but behavior I've put in here as from a tone of voice perspective, persuasive and influential. PDFs need to be converted from their current format to another format like base 64, and then rebuilt back up into a text document, and you lose things. They're just not as effective as Word or text documents. So if you ever load up a PDF and you don't feel like you're getting the result out of it, convert it to like a Word document. That might be as simple as selecting everything, copy and paste, or using a converter. Retrieval augmented generation so far isn't as effective. And then, one more thing too is to say, if you want to be even more effective, again, just put all that information into the prompt, like into the backstory, because the bigger the prompts, the better the output. And this amazing thing that has happened lately, let me see if I can get it for you. The cost of AI inference just keeps coming down. It's quite remarkable from where we've been in March 2023. The token price, dollar per million tokens, GPT-4 in March 2023, we're at for input tokens at $30 per million and $60 per million for output. And look at it drop right down now in August 2024. Input tokens at $2.50 per million tokens and $10 per million tokens for output. And so, and then the other amazing thing is the quality has continued to increase. And I think we're going to see this for some time coming. Price will continue to come down, quality will continue to go up. Getting out in front and using AI, it's an amazing time. Also, there's a new model that's come out called Qwen 2.5 Turbo. It's not from OpenAI, it's from a different source, but they're doing 1 million token context window, which is just crazy. And to be able to process that in 68 seconds is quite incredible. And they're new, also the price, and they're how many tokens for $1? They're currently claiming 24 million tokens for $1. So the main thing here, you don't have to remember any of this except to know that the price of using AI is just going to keep getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Yeah, it's quite amazing. I don't think I really want to be in the AI token game because it feels like they're going to turn to a race to the bottom soon. Okay, once you've got that one, make sure you publish it. Everyone should have caught up by now as I'm chatting away. Let's go build this workflow. And head on over to the workflow section and select build new workflow. Scroll down in your instructions to get down to the create new workflow, and we're going to copy in the LinkedIn hero's journey, card writer. And then under description, develop a 10-card carousel for LinkedIn to market a product or service based on the data scraped from a web page, including the LinkedIn post for the final output. Oh, I didn't build that today. That's something you can build afterwards. I'll talk about that later. Note the 10-card text needs to be put into Canva to finalize the process. Okay, we'll create that. And now we'll go to block 1. So select block 1 to have the editor appear on the right-hand side. And you'll notice the first area, it says task for the title and the description, and we will copy those from the details here. So for block 1, scrape the product or service information from a web page, paste that into the title area. And then the second one is using the data scraped, output all of the information fully. Do not summarize. Thank you. Notice that I've given it an extra instruction because the AI likes to do a bit of summarization and be helpful for us, but we want it to do the full scraping. Now, the agent we're selecting is our web researcher that we built just before. You'll notice that whatever you have recently built will appear at the top. That's to be helpful, or you can search through your agents to find them. And then, well, we won't worry about tools, but we will go to prompt templates where we have created our URL to scrape. We don't need to add the web search tool anymore. We should remove that shortly because it's web search and scraping is pre-built into every agent now. So we'll end up removing that soon. Yeah, that's that one. Let's go and add the next block. So block 2. And I'll start back at the task area. And we're going to call this block Golden Circle. And then say, based on Simon Sinek's work, start with why. And the product information gained from the earlier agent. Write a compelling why, what, how statement on the product, considering the target market. And from here, we'll then add the agent of Simon Sinek. Thank you, Simon. Hopefully there's no copyright or legal. We'll have to change his name. And then we'll do the prompt template of target market and why you serve them. We'll add that one in. That takes us on to block 3. So just 2 more blocks to go for this morning. Block 3, I'm putting in 10 problem and solution statements. And then the description. Write 10 problem and solution statements. Now, kind of for this one, I might have been a little bit lazy because I put in the agent of Simon Sinek again. That may or may not have been the best decision, meaning that we could have built a problem and solution statement writer that's more specifically for that particular step. but we've gone with a theme before, so you can't hurt. You are flow engineers. That means you're taking the scientific approach, which is about testing and measuring. You have a hypothesis, you run the experiment, and then see what the output is, and you make a change if you don't get what you're after. But we'll leave that. There's no prompt template or tool for it. And then the final one for block 4 is now where we're going to create the hero's journey story in the carousel steps. Oh no, block 5, we'll do cards next. So we're gonna do the story first, that's right. So we'll do the story first. And we'll take this description using the writing framework of the hero's journey. Write a hero's journey story based on the target market. The compelling golden circle starts with why information written earlier and the problems and solutions of the target market. So we're going to get all that blended into our story writing machine. We'll select our hero's journey writer as our agent. And then we'll go through to block 5. So no tools or templates required. And block 5 is the 10-card story. It's basically going to summarize down that information. And there's the instructions based on the information from the previous agent. Write a 10-sentence story that captures the essence of all prior work. Each sentence needs to be short, as it will be used in a meme-style graphics that we will, people linked in carousel format, we will share with people. Oops. All right, Jen, you catching me up there? Thank you. Well done. And then our agent will use our hero's journey writer. Now, if you want to make your workflows look a little bit more exciting, you can also add images in the settings area. So in the settings area, there's a thumbnail available. I've just dropped a LinkedIn thumbnail into your chat there. So if you want to add that in, you can do that as well. And then publish your workflow. Do it private because there could be a number at GoTeam. Oh, great question, Joy. Will there be if-else conditions logic feature in workflow? Likely to be in the future, but a lot of the more sort of advanced logic components we'll do in automations. And so it's like, as we see a use case where that makes sense for the sort of speed part, it's like, yeah, that'll come. The other part is like the forms give us a human in the loop moment because it pauses the workflow, but we can see where there'll be benefits to actually do a human in the loop pause in those workflows. So we will see that come out. It turns out it has required a redesign or a rebuild of the workflow to make this happen. Where were the workflow settings for the image? Okay, so when we're in the editor, this is what we're used to seeing. This is where we spend most of our time. Just above the canvas here, we've got logs and then settings. When you select settings, it'll bring up a thumbnail as well as where we had our name and description. If we need to edit those, they're there also. So that's where we can put in that image. Super. Thanks, Richard. Okay, once that's completed, we then head on over to the chat. And we're going to select the workflow. Now, the prompt that I put in here wasn't the best one. I'm going to show you why. And I want to help you with doing a slightly ineffective prompt so you can troubleshoot through if you hit the same issue. So we can depend if we were to use a prompt that said something along the lines, hey, can you please help me build some carousel content for LinkedIn, Raya would be able to pick up the workflow. But you can also declare the workflow by selecting the workflow button. And then here's LinkedIn Heroes Journey. Whoops, actually, is that the right one? No, it's the LinkedIn Heroes Journey, the one I'm careful. So many built, this is the one with my icon on it. So then I select the workflow. And when the workflow is ran, it will call 2 prompts. Yeah. So the here I could say, if I say, please run this workflow, the agent is going to ask us for more information, but we don't need it to do that. So we've got a little bit of programming to do so that it can just say, okay, I'll run the workflow. Typically, at the moment, the agent's thinking, I need more information before running the workflow, but we're actually going to give it the information in the prompt template in its steps. It's having a bit of a think. If it's thinking this long, it typically means that your cache needs clearing at the moment. So I'm just going to go and do that. So I'm going to clear my cache. Delete browsing. Yeah, I'm finding that once I get over about 450 megabytes of cache at the moment, I'm running into this challenge. So we'll just make note of that. Chris has moved ahead. He said, this is awesome. I ran it for our website and it has produced compelling output that would have taken hours manually to prepare. Wow. So cool, mate. Can we use that on the website? I like that. I'll take a screenshot. That's so cool. Yeah, like this stuff is game changing. The fact that it can go out there, pull all the information from your website, it's just wild. Okay, I'll start again. Let's wait for that to load. It's taking a moment. What a good old think. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to select my workflow. There it is. It's come up to the top for me. 9:49. All right, we're right on the clock. Please run this workflow for this URL. I don't really have to put the URL in, but I'm just going to speed us up. The main thing is it might come back and not just give me my workflow kicked off. It might ask for some more information, but actually it's looking good. Yes, it did it. Okay, it did it because I've given a bit more info. But notice here that it's brought up this exception. When we select it, we need to select it. Oh, sorry, we don't select it. Select view details. When you select view details, it's going to give us the flow on the right-hand side. David said, it seems that I was unable to retrieve any content from the specified URL. I had the response of my site. The response did not contain any markdown content or additional. What could that mean? Is there any authentication or login from that URL? That's the first one. So, it's going to struggle with things like a LinkedIn website where there's authentication. The other one, no, not yet. If you can either DM me the URL, or if you're happy to share it publicly in the chat, you can do that. I'll push on here and then I'll stay on with you, David, to make sure we can help. The step here is to fill out the connection. So it's putting in here the URL to making sure that we've got a URL to actually run it from. And I'm just doing our Flow Friday, and it's come through here and it's gone and says I've successfully scraped the content from the provided URL. Here are the details. Doesn't look like it pulled everything through, Jen. It's only pulled through a little bit. It's usually pulling a lot more through. Let me rerun that one. my test, this is brand new. Let's see how we go on the next of it. Okay, the next step here, golden circle, fill out details, who your target market is. And I've got target market as SMEs. And why do you serve them? Well, to help their businesses scale and their people to exceed. That's what drives us. Whoops, I triggered that off. Okay, he's running away anyway without the full details. We'll see how he goes. He's pulled out some problem solution statement ideas, and then is now writing the hero's journey story. And the hero's journey story has been written in the aspects of ordinary world, call to action. It's doing a beautiful job of it, okay? And then at the end comes out with the 10 sentences. So in a world of rapid change, businesses struggle to keep up. Flow Fridai offers a beacon of hope in the cutting-edge AI solutions. Leaders hesitate, fearing the challenges of AI integration. Expert-led webinars become the guiding light for transformation. Armed with knowledge, leaders cross into the realm of innovation and so forth. And it's been quite, strong on it. I think I might want to re-prompt that and word it again. But for time, the thing that I want to show you now is Canva. In the instructions we have down here, well, I've set up a template for you to get your thinking on this one. If you're not using Canva, it's a great, easy to use tool. This has been set up as a template so that you can just edit the template. You can take it over. It's a starting point. You can use the template for a new design. So you click on the template, and in Canva, you could then copy the information over. So like step 1, you could put it into here. Oops. And paste it in. You might need to move some things around a bit and get rid of that number 1. But the idea being that you can rapidly go from your content ideas into Canva to get them ready and post them online. So if you haven't been using Canva yet, jump into it. It's such a great tool. Or you could give that to a team member to do for you. And then eventually what we've got coming is in automations, utilizing the Canva API, the ability to push this content out to preset templates. So if you've got standard templates to use for your organization, your colors and schemes are all set up and you've got them structured. I actually set this one up as an 11-page one for you so that the final page you could have a call to action. You could also, here's what else you could do for this workflow to customize it for yourself. You could ask it for the 11th step to be a call to action. And also you could do one more block, which is about writing the LinkedIn post associated to this, so that you've actually got the content for your post written, as well as the actual like PDF that you might put this into, or JPEGs that you'll upload. What we'll do after today's session is we'll create that final step, which is the LinkedIn post itself. So an agent for writing the LinkedIn post, one more block. We'll add that to the instructions. We might, thanks, Jen. I'll let you do that one. Okay, so LinkedIn post writer, I think we've got one of those. And we'll add that into the step. Okay. That's okay. Just clearing cache will only take a sec. Same one for me. I hit it before. It seems like at the moment when we're over 450 megabytes in our cache, we're having that thinking challenge. We'll work on that so you don't have to do it. David, shoot me that URL, David. You can always email me direct as well. I'm going to put my email address in here. academy.multiplai.tech, so you can send that through. Right, so sorry, I missed a step. There's a Canva template. So in the instructions at the bottom, there's a link to step 6, take your content to Canva. So this URL here will take you over to what's called a Canva template. And so yours should just show use template for new design, because mine is I'm the original editor. But you can go through and you can look at the template. So you use template for new design, and then you're essentially just copying your text and pasting it over into Canva. Now you can go and adjust the design, right? This is not, I can guarantee you my design won't cover your corporate colors and so forth. And, but I just want to get you started is what my intent is here. And you can personalize it for yourselves. And then you get to these points, you might adjust the copy, because what's AI doing for us? It's not intended to do everything, but it's certainly going to get us started really nicely. Okay, others. Okay, it seems it was unable to retrieve any content from this one. It manually at the moment, yeah. When we build a connector in our automation section, we would then be able to push it through automatically. So that's coming. That's yeah. Unfortunately, so the thought that was shared here in the room is that potentially to Gamma 2, except Gamma doesn't have an API yet. Yeah. So, but that where we go is with this. What happens if you want to send the data to a site that doesn't have an API? In January 2025, not far now, is it? OpenAI has said that they'll share their computer control API. So that means that when we hit a site like Gamma that doesn't have an API, the potential is that we can train the AI to go off and put the information in, even though there's no API. Yeah, I can imagine that when that first comes out, it'll be a bit like, oh, it might be a bit haphazard, but then it'll just keep getting better and better. Might have been the URL. I'll come and check that afterwards. So we're down to the final minute of Flow Friday. Well done, everybody. And David, if you can stay on, we'll have a quick look at yours. In fact, Jen, could you give David a hand? That's great. Genesis will give you a hand, David. He will give you a hand there. It's here saying, great job, Matt. Way to keep up your energy up. Thanks, buddy. I finished at midnight last night. It was up at 4. So I appreciate that very much. Design Smell, David, awesome. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks, everybody. For all of those that were also did 3 hours of digital transformation week prior as well, well done. That's 4 super solid hours of learning. It seems easy after the past few days. Oh, I love that one. Hey, you know what? You've given me an idea. Let's close this out with something unusual. It's got nothing to do directly with Flow Fridays, but I want you to stand up wherever you are and join me for a sec. You see on this camera here. What I'd like you to do is put your feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart. My sister knows this one, don't you? You know what I'm doing here, maybe? Which one? Which crazy thing is her brother going to make her do right now? I'd like you to bend your knees. I'm going to sit back down, keep your back nice and straight, your core firm, about a 45-degree angle. Who here can feel that in their thighs? Yes? Okay. Now go lower, down to 90 degrees. You can balance yourself out here. So you might have feel a little bit of pain. This is now suffering, right? Okay. Come back up to the 45-degree mark. What do you notice? Easy. Oh, now relax. You can shake it all out. The knees are still cracking. The thing is that whenever we do something for the first time, it's difficult. Now, if you go even push yourself even harder, you come back to that earlier state, it's just as easy. Just as, who was it that said it there just a moment ago? Ryan said, seems easy after the past few days of we've been going hard at it. Now it's just got easier on something that's normal. So bravo, well done. Chris just shared, just brilliant this week. Thank you, Richard. Thanks, Matt and team. David, thanks, team. Great session. Can someone stay on with me and help clear the cache? Yeah, we'd love to help you out there. And Jen will get you. All right, bye, everybody. Have a weekend. Look forward to seeing you next Friday. Well done, Flow Engineers. We'll see you again soon. Bye. Oh, yeah.